What's up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Barbecue, and I was over watching the Bald Chef on his channel. If you haven't checked him out, check him out. But he did a chili recipe, and it kind of gave me a reason to cook this chuck roast. Anyway, we're gonna zoom on in so you can take a look at what I'm using for my chili. So, what we're gonna be using, I keep telling y'all about these Hispanic markets, and I don't think you guys believe me. We're gonna be using garlic. This is like 50 cents at the Hispanic place, so we're going to be using some of that. Boom. We are going to be using some boldo leaves. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Some whole oregano, Mexican oregano. Some cumin. They're calling it some other fancy stuff on that. Now, we're going to be using this red hot chili powder. Now, typically what I would do is I would use these whole chili pods and then boil those down and extract it, but I'm assuming most people aren't going to do it, so I might as well do what I think people are going to do. So we're rolling with the red chili powder. We're going to have some jalapenos, which are going to be roasted here in a little bit, some Roma tomatoes, which I'm going to be roasting a little bit, some onions, some poblano peppers, a couple habaneros, because you know we likes it hot around here. We are going to be rolling with a little chicken bouillon, a little beef bouillon, kosher salt. You can't forget about this. Boom! Dark chocolate, baby. If you're not up on that, get up on that. And then we got this chuck roast that I cooked sous vide last night. Not because I wanted to, but because I was a little lazy, so I just did it like that and seared it off. And then we are going to be rolling with some cilantro. So those are ingredients. Here's what I'm going to be doing before we get back. I'm going to be dicing up this beef and kind of searing it off a little bit more. Then I'm going to be roasting my poblanos, my tomatoes, and my jalapenos. I'm not going to roast these habaneros, and I'm not going to roast the onions. So I'll be doing that, and when I get back, we will be ready for the next step right after that. Cook down a little bit. And one thing I didn't mention that we're going to be adding later, not because I like them, but my wife likes beans in her chili, is I have some white beans going back here. So anyway, this meat has got cooked down, and I wanted it to kind of start sticking to the bottom of the pan, which it has. Now I'm going to add my chili powder. And we will be adjusting this throughout the cook, so if things aren't perfect now, they will be. So I have that covered with the chili powder. Now these boldo leaves, these are kind of like bay leaves, and what I did was I crushed those up. So I just took the bag and rolled over the bag with a can to kind of crush them up. We're going to go with about just under a half a cup of Mexican oregano. And it's looking dry, don't worry, we're about to get to that. I'm going to go with some salt. That's going to be to taste, but I'm imagining that's about 5 tablespoons to start with. So this is going to be kind of my base. Now my vegetables are kind of roasting in there. I'm going to turn this off for now and let this wait until my vegetables are done, and then we're going to throw that in there, and then that's going to kind of start our it's going to start our cooking process at that point. Or not our cooking process, but that's when it's going to start looking like chili. Right now it just looks like a bunch of red meat. So anyway, I'm going to get those peppers out here probably in about another, or peppers and tomatoes, probably about another 20 minutes, but we'll be back to see what I do with that. One thing I neglected to mention was that I did add some cumin to that chili after we got done filming. I forgot all about that. So now we're just gonna add our peppers. I already have my tomatoes in this food processor. So we're going to add the jalapenos, the poblanos, seeds and all. Take the stem off. if there's a stem on there. Gotta get that one. The jalapenos, and I'm gonna just start off with 1.5 onions. Let me get this other stem off this other one. Ooh, that is hot as hell. All right, so we're gonna get that blended. Little mixture blended up, and that's kind of what it looks like. And you're like, Lyle, that's not red, that's like green or something like that. Hold up, just wait a minute on that. We'll get there. So I'm gonna dump that in here. And I'm gonna stir it up. Right, see how it's kind of starting to get a little more red? Now I'm going to drop in 2 beef bouillon cubes and a sprinkle of chicken. And then I'm going to add some water to it. Hold up a second. Let me grab some water and we'll be right back. Look like some chili, guys. So we are about to get this bad boy turned up to a simmer. And we're going to go low and slow on that. And that's going to kind of reduce that down a little bit. Remember, I have these beans that I'm going to be straining here in a little bit and dumping in. Like I said, I'm traditionally not a bean person, but my wife likes beans, so we're rolling with that. So really our only other ingredients are going to be salt to taste. At the end we're going to, closer to the end, we're going to add this dark chocolate. Now this dark chocolate is not sweetened or anything. I still have some cilantro I need to add. Another thing about this chili powder is this chili powder that I'm using is a straight chili powder. There are no seasonings in there. That is straight up red chilies just ground down into a powder. So if you're using like something that they call chili powder that has cumin and some other stuff in it, you may need to adjust this recipe a little bit, but that is straight up just regular old red peppers. So we're going to get this on. It's probably going to cook. I'm going to go kind of low and slow on this. We're going to go for probably about 3 hours on this, and we'll be back because this is going to be tasty. Alright everybody, so we are about 1 hour into this simmer, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add our garlic. This is about 4 garlic cloves. 3 of them were roasted because I already had them roasted, and 2 are just regular. And now I'm going to go ahead and add about 1/3 cup of brown sugar. Here's where the magic happens. We're going to go with just about 1.5 teaspoons of dark chocolate powder, unsweetened. Going to get that stirred in. So we're going to let this go. It still needs to cook down a little bit. And what that chocolate is going to do is it's going to give you kind of a deeper flavor than, if you didn't have it in there. So I got that. The only thing we have left to put in there are these beans that are sitting back here that are pretty much cooked. They're not all the way cooked, so I'm going to put those in with about 1 hour left. And then I have some cilantro, and I'm going to put those in put that in at the last minute. So we will check about 1 hour away from this chili being finished. And you can kind of tell it's cooked down a little bit. It still want to cook down a little bit more, but I'm going to go ahead now. I'm going to add, let's just say, a handful, or if you want to be hippie about it, I think that's going to be about 1/3 cup of cilantro or so. So we got that in there. I'm going to go ahead and add my beans, but I'm going to watch that as I stir them in to make sure I'm not overpowering it. Like I said, I personally would rock this without the beans, but I'm making this for more than me. You know what? I think I made the perfect amount. Boom. So we're going to cook this down a little bit. And next time you see me, we are going to be kind of finished. So see you back then. This chili done. Now like I'm saying, my chili is not necessarily anything you need to follow the recipe on. But one thing I will tell you, no matter how you make your chili, if you are not rolling with that dark chocolate in your chili, you're missing out on something. So try it the next time you make your own recipe or whatever, but that is going to kick it up another notch. Anyway, I did add some beans to this, so let's come take a look and see what we're working with here. So this here is more of a red pepper-based chili. You have some chilies that are more tomato-based. This is more red pepper-based. And like I said, I use that chuck roast for this. So we're going to go ahead and spoon this in. Now, I am feeling hippie-ish, so why don't you follow me over here. We're going to waste about another 12.5 cents worth of vegetables on this to garnish it up a little bit. We're going to hit it with a little cilantro. Then we're going to hit it with a little cheese. Then we're going to hit it with little onions. Boom. You know what? Let's use another 1/10 of a cent worth of onion on there. Bam! There you go. Anyway, thanks for stopping by No Hippie Barbecue. I appreciate the view. Comment. Subscribe. Holler at your boy.